week has been because of what they have done with their pain. They've honored their pain, they've honored their son, and they're doing wonderful things to heal the world. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you both for your humanity. Thank you. I am so deeply honored and grateful and humbled by this award to be exposed to this family here, this wonderful, loving family. I don't have words to express my gratitude to all of you, especially my translators. As you know, 30 years ago, there was an accident, and I became a quadriplegic. Worse than the disability, I felt so alone in this world. I had questions in my mind about what it really means to be human. Can you be human if you can't stand up or dance or look someone in the eye? Are you still fully human if you can't survive without medications and medical equipment and nurses? I wondered these things. I was surrounded with love, and still I didn't want to go on living. And why? Because I didn't feel I deserved that love. I was less than human. One night, a nurse came up to me. I was in intensive care. I was very ill. And all I wanted to do was close my eyes and never wake up. And she said to me, asked me if she could talk to me. And I said, of course. And she told me her story of great despair and hopelessness. I understood her despair. That's what she wanted and needed. I understood her despair because I felt great despair. Like me, she felt very alone in this world. But because I understood, because my heart was open with hers, she felt better. She felt understood and less alone in this world. And because I was able to help her, I felt more human again. I don't know if I saved her life that night or if she saved my life that night. Probably both. And the lesson I learned was that compassion, love, heals us, and it doesn't matter whether we are giving it or receiving. Compassion heals. And in order to be compassionate, we have to have the courage, the humanity, to truly be with someone in their suffering. That's what I learned was healing. Open hearts heal them. Where my grandson Sam was born, I had been near death several times, and I didn't know if I would get to know him or if he would get to know me. So I wrote letters to Sam, partly as a love story and partly as a memoir. This book is also a prayer. My prayer that the world Sam grows up in is more loving than today's world, more kind and compassionate. That's the world I want for Sam, for all of our children, for it to be a more loving world. And we don't have the luxury to sit back and hope that happens. We all must do something. We have a responsibility as humans to do something. One final story. Several years ago, I had become very ill and near death. And my grandson, Sam, was frightened that he wouldn't have me around much longer. So he came up to me and he said, how old will I be when you die? I said, I don't know, of course, but I got to talk to Sam about what death meant to him. And he talked about heaven. And I said, Sam, do you think I'll be in heaven when I die? And he said, yes. And I said, Sam, if I am in heaven, do you think I will still love you? And he said, yes. And then I said, Sam, do you think you will be able to feel my love for you? And he thought for a long time. He said, yes, Tom, I will. So the moral of the story is death doesn't interfere with love. Thank you.
I am deeply honored and humbled to receive what has become the second greatest honor of my life. The first was the birth of my grandson. A mystic once said, when the heart weeps for what it's lost, the soul rejoices for what it's found. 30 years ago, I lost more than the function of my body. I lost my self-respect. I lost my self-love. And despite the fact that others said they loved me, I didn't believe them. I felt so terribly alone in the world. I felt that what I lost was my humanity, and I wept deeply for that, thinking I would never recover from my despair. And then, one night, while I lay in my hospital bed, a nurse came up to me and asked if she could talk with me, as she felt great despair also. I felt great compassion for this woman. I understood what she felt. I even felt love for this woman, and she knew it. And for the first time since my accident, I didn't care about my suffering. I only cared about hers. Did I save her life, or did she save mine? What she taught me was that when we need compassion, we must give compassion, and there we will find it. Where we need love, we must give love, and then we will find it. When the heart weeps for what it's lost, the soul The soul rejoices for what it's found. I have found the ability to love, to care, to feel grateful for every day I'm alive. Thank you all so very much. I am deeply honored by what you've brought today, what you've shown me. You've moved me to tears, and from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. When I was your age, I was a very insecure young man. I didn't get good grades. I wasn't good at much, and I felt ashamed of myself. So I told myself, one day I'll get better grades. One day I'll be smarter. One day I'll be stronger. and then I'll feel okay, and then I will lose my insecurity. But that never happened. I worked hard, I accomplished a lot, and still I felt insecure. And then I had my accident when I was 33 years old. And I knew that none of these things would ever happen, that I would never be the man I thought I should be. So now what? I spent years fighting against this with depression and despair, thinking I will never be who I should be. And then one day, I was in the front yard of my house, a big front yard, and I was riding around and my wheelchair got stuck in a gopher hole. I called for help, but nobody heard me, and I hollered even louder. And then I cried with despair, and then out of frustration, I banged my hands on the wheelchair until they bled. And then, after I sat there for a few minutes, and I gave up hope, I noticed that the birds were singing around me, and it was a beautiful day. And I just sat there comfortably, enjoying where I was. My lesson was when I stopped fighting, trying to be somebody I wasn't, trying to have a life I couldn't have. When I learned to live the life I have, be the person I am, I learned that I'm surrounded with blessings that I hadn't even noticed. And right now, the blessings I'm surrounded with are all of you, and I thank you for that. Good morning. Thank you so much for this kind invitation. I'm honored to be here. You've heard a little bit about my story, but my story really begins back when I was your age. I was a very insecure young man. Unlike you, I was not a good student. I didn't feel very good about myself. And I promised myself, if only I did better, I would feel better about myself. So I tried hard, and when I got out of school, I worked very hard. And still I didn't feel good about myself. So I worked even harder and harder and harder. And still I didn't feel I was good enough. I didn't feel I lived up to my potential. And then, when I was 33 years old, it all ended. And I knew then that I could never be the man I thought I should be. Now what? I had no hope to become that person. I had no hope that I would ever walk again or be strong again. In the years that followed, I felt anger, envy, despair, depression. My beloved sister passed away. My wife passed away. And my parents passed away. So, if I'm dead, I I'd like to share with you some of what I've learned in all that work. Okay? One thing I learned is that life can be pretty difficult sometimes. And the other thing I learned is that I'm not alone. My story is different than everybody else's story. But all of us face despair and insecurity and fear and hopelessness. All of us face these things. When I had my accident, I knew that I could never be the person I thought I should be. Now, I have no choice but to become the person I was meant to be. In my office, almost every day, I work with adults who have had unhappy lives because they felt they never lived up, never became the person they thought they should be. I also see people in my office who have lived unhappy lives because they became the person they thought they should be, but it wasn't who they really were. Years ago, I counseled a man who was about my age. He was a lawyer, and he said, when I was a young man, my father told me to study hard, and I would get into a good college. And I did. And then my father said, study hard in college, and you will get into a good law school. And I did. And then he said, study hard, and you will get a very important job at a big law firm. And I did. And he began to cry. And he said to me, I am 65 years old,